What is going on, guys? And today we're going to be talking about a game that I feel like deserves a lot more attention, and it was announced at E3, which I am a big fan of this game and what it does. And it does something that I believe no other game has successfully done. The game I'm talking about is Shadow Warrior 2, just as you guys can see in the title of this video. This is going to be a trailer analysis, but for those of you guys on my channel who have never heard of the game and are not that interested in the game, let me try to sell it to you, or just at least tell you what my opinions on the game are. So first of all, to really break down this game to its core, it is a lighthearted ninja-esque game where you play kind of this hitman who's kind of like a samurai warrior. And when I said beforehand, when I said that they did something that no other game in my mind has done really perfect and correctly, is they made a first-person melee game that is both intricate, visceral, and insane. So basically, if you guys have never seen any gameplay from Shadow Warrior, I would highly suggest it. I would highly suggest watching some max settings, ultra settings PC gameplay, because you really get a taste of what their idea is behind it. On consoles, it kind of got really nerfed hard in terms of it getting downgraded in terms of graphics and all the pretty aesthetics. Anyway, so in Shadow Warrior, you actually have this katana, and you have a massive array of weapons you can actually use, but this katana was always my favorite just because the mechanics that were built into the game worked so well with this weapon. So with this weapon, you could actually do like an anime slice through the air where you could like basically do a slice and it would travel like 10, 20 feet. It had a lot of distance on it, and it could absolutely obliterate demons. And the story of Shadow Warrior, if you guys do not know, is basically you play this hitman who's kind of this lighthearted guy who, when I say lighthearted, I mean it's got like a Borderlands feel to it where it just constantly pokes fun at reality and just jokes around. It's very aware that it's a game, which I personally think is a bonus. So in Shadow Warrior 1, we play this hitman called Wang, and I do believe we play that same character in Shadow Warrior 2. And essentially, you get this power, you partner with a demon, and this demon gives you the ability to flow ki through your body and through your weapons. So you can do this just crazy shit. So how they kind of made melee combat with the samurai sword so amazing is they allowed that ki flow to add damage. So for instance, you could do a lunge attack, which would it sounds complicated, but it's really not. If you play for like an hour, it's not complicated at all. But how you would activate this thrust attack is you'd go back on your joystick and then hold down your melee button, and that would cause like this charged effect, and it looks really amazing. And it was just kind of that system. If you wanted to do like a complete spin around with your blade, you'd go over right twice, and then you'd hold down the melee button, and then you'd be able to do this crazy spin all around you and slice up any demons that are surrounding you. So it's just that kind of melee combat that's really amazing, and I haven't seen a game do it really good, like do it just almost. And also the way you move around makes you feel like you are like a samurai, and also like the combat can work with it because you basically lunge or like dash in any direction, which can give you the ability to dodge and all this stuff, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna stop because the point of this video is to go around and go through the trailer and kind of point out the things that you guys may have missed, and also just point out some pretty little shots that look amazing. Now, also, go check the link in the description to see the actual trailer, because this trailer that I downloaded is also compressed by YouTube, so it's not the full beauty of this trailer. If you guys want to see the actual trailer in its glory and beauty, please go to the link in the description and it will take you to the actual trailer. I'm gonna stop talking and we're gonna basically break down the fuck out of this trailer. So let's do this! So the first shot of the trailer is a beautiful shot of the valley type of situation / lake. But the thing that worries me here is, yes, it is jaw-droppingly beautiful, but like I said, the PS3 version got significantly graphically reduced compared to the PC version. So I'm hoping this is able to be obtained somewhat on PS4, because I do believe this gameplay is captured with PC gameplay, just because of the fact that it does look so freaking amazing. It does have so many particle effects and like that, and that's usually how a first kind of, because this is the kind of like the first Shadow Warrior 2 type of gameplay, what we kind of have to expect in the game. It's probably gonna come out in a couple of years, I'd imagine, like maybe 1 or 2, but we'll see. Anyways, let's continue. So right here we see Wang climbing up a kind of like a mountainside, and it brings me to a topic that I want to talk about later on, which you guys will see, which is the theory, and yeah, more beauty. Lots of beauty. I get it. So right here we get a little taste of the story. It seems like Lo Wang is held in pretty high regard. We don't really know any specifics on the story, but we do know that the Shadow Warrior 2 is going to be cooperative, so I'd imagine these guys are kind of how it's going to play into that. Also, remember how I said lighthearted comedy? Motherfucker's got an arrow in the knee. And there's that arrow. There's a bow in the game, so just... you little cheeky bastards, game designers. I see it. Everyone saw it. So just on a side note here, in Shadow Warrior 1, we did not actually get to find out how Wei even knew how to do samurai moves or anything like that, or like, you know, handle a katana. So I think maybe this could be his shrine or his temple, or the people that taught him how to use a samurai sword. So maybe that's how that's introduced into the story. I'm just speculating. There's no real rock hard evidence that I have at this current time, so you guys will have to forgive me for that. But anyways, let's move on. And here's when the gameplay starts. So as you guys can see in that single shot, we actually find out that we can actually, there's a lot more intricate combat going on, because before you were kind of always stayed on your feet. The jump button was barely there basically in Shadow Warrior 1, so it looks like you can jump up and lunge right at your target, and that just gives me hopes. And also there's like a big chunk of gameplay where we're in like a city type of area where you guys are about to see, and it gets crazy as shit in terms of the mobility and that being played into the fact of Shadow Warrior, which is exciting. I'm a nerd, I don't know. God. And in Shadow Warrior 1, I'm not sure if you can actually see the damage dots, but it looks like that's the thing. I would imagine you can shut that off if you so desire, but it's there. I thought I pointed out. So now we see one of their moves returning. Remember how I was telling you guys in Shadow Warrior 1 you could do this spin move? It seems like that is the case, except it doesn't look so locked down. Now usually when you did this move in Shadow Warrior 1, your character kind of was in this animation that he would follow through. So say you couldn't break the animation and jump back, but this does look like this one's a little bit more free flowing, which is pretty cool, because you guys can see he like kind of moves his blade in the direction that he wants to hit them. So yeah, boom. Also, a little fun fact about Shadow Warrior, it has a ton of little animations to like clean your sword, check your ammo count, just fun little things that the game designers put in. And we have gameplay of my second favorite weapon in Shadow Warrior 1, which is like these Uzis. You could get a perk that made you have 2 of them. Crazy cool. I'ma stop. All right, I realize I'm going into detail way too much. I need to, just the good stuff, just like the really, oh my god. But then we see this, it's like a crystal which increases your fire rate, so that maybe hints at what the upgrading system is going to actually be for Shadow Warrior, which probably had, beforehand it was just basically you leveled up. You essentially got a skill point where you would spend it into a tattoo type of thing, which would give you a perk, or you just spend it into a move itself, like a katana move or something like that, a regeneration ability, or key abilities, I should say. So it looks like the upgrading system may be different for the weapons, maybe actually tied to gems that you can actually put in your weapon and power them up like that. That would be pretty cool. I'm down for that, especially when it says it gives you a stupid amount of fire rate, which I am down for. Anyways, sorry. Box physics. Also, another thing about Shadow Warrior, the gore is so damn beautiful, and I'm so happy that they do it, because so many games are like, oh, it is blood, gross. No, blood is brutality and forcing you to be that way. You feel like a monster, and it's somewhat amazing. Anyways. Also, it looks like we have a new type of enemy, and it looks like it's a charger type enemy. It reminds me a lot of Left 4 Dead 2, that thing. Anyway, yeah, you guys know it. And then we have a shotgun, and this is, you're about to see why I love this game, and it's just right there. First of all, the shotgun's a beast. And then right here, the reload animation is so cheesy and amazing. It's just like, that doesn't make any sense. But guess what, motherfucker? I'm a game. And I love that mindset so much, because there's so many games that take themselves way too seriously, which is good in some instances, but for most of the time, we get drowned by that just aspect of games taking themselves way too seriously, and it's nice to just see that just lighthearted comedy, like I said. Anyways. And right here we get our first look at the cooperative play, and it seems pretty cool. Actually, I'm not sure if it's gonna be like you're restricted in any way, or if it's gonna be like you have all the same weapons that Wang has, and it's just he could be better than Wei or whatever the hell. We have no real idea, or it could be maybe restricted to like an assault rifle and a katana or something like that. I wouldn't imagine they do that to you. I think they want to amplify fun, and that wouldn't really be fun restricting the other players. So, anyways, okay, I want to point out the fact that there's so many new enemies, but I don't need to. There's just a lot of new enemies. I'm realizing I cannot accomplish that goal, so boom. But then we got a new type of melee weapon, which I was really hoping they did this, because in Shadow Warrior 1, they only had the katana. And this really makes me excited, because they show, I think, 3 new types of melee weapons. They show this one, which is like, I'm not sure the name of them. Voice in my head. Combat Shurikens. That was the name that they're called in the game. And they have all the same properties as the katana does, how you can do a charge lunge attack, and how you can do a spin attack, and I'm pretty sure how you can do a ranged attack, which again is amazing. So it's pretty much just pick your melee weapon, and I'm sure each and every one of them have little bonuses like fire or swing rate, I guess you want to call it, and damage output, those kinds of things. And then we have dual katanas, because fucking Shadow Warrior 2, bitches. I'm sure that's what they had in mind. Also, pretty gameplay. I actually love this part, because it goes from like them looking at a body, and then you see this abomination guarding a door, and then they're just like, nah, I'm good. We're just going around it. But we're gonna stop it right here, because this, I want to actually kind of talk to you guys. Actually, I might just leave the gameplay going, but I'm not actually sure about this. But is Shadow Warrior open world? I don't think it's gonna be completely open world, but if it's like this, where the levels seem very big, which I am all for. In fact, I would prefer a Shadow Warrior that is completely open world, because for you to be able to build your character, have all these insane moves that can rip apart demons, and then have an entire world to explore, and these game designers have already proven that they can make amazing, beautiful worlds. So Yeah, and guys, I realize some of you guys might be like, holy shit, get off the game, it's not his dick, it's like an asshole, but that's not the case at all. I'm just trying to point out what I think is good about this game and what I'm excited for. This video is primarily based for people that like to be excited for games. If you do not like this feeling, then fuck off, and get out of my life. But if you do like to be excited about video games in general, then please stick around. Anyways, I just realized I was saying a lot of good stuff, and a lot of people, if you don't say anything bad, they're like, oh, you're getting paid by them or some shit. I'm like, bitch, I got 2,000 subscribers. It's not paid worthy. Anyways, not to say that I don't love you guys. I do. Anyways, it's getting out of hand. Anyways, and then we got some new key abilities. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the intro, but in Shadow Warrior 1, there were certain abilities where you could just use your key. For instance, there was one where you could push people back, and it looks like their new one in Shadow Warrior 2 is where you can actually go invisible, which I'm kind of interested to see how it goes, because Shadow Warrior also always seemed like kind of a chaos-oriented game, so for you to go invisible, wondering if you'd want to even do that, because there's just a certain awesomeness in slaughtering a mountain of demons opposed to just sneaking around them. But I would imagine there's like sneak attack criticals where it'd be really useful, but anyways. And I am loving the fact that we can like just run around super easy, like the movement system seems really like the current movement system. Every game's going parkour oriented, and I love that. I hate feeling restricted. I played Titanfall and it ruined me. Anyways, yep, there's that crit bonus right there. Then like a killing montage of all sorts of shit. Then we got a new weapon completely in the Shadow Warrior series, which is a bow. I don't believe we ever actually touched this, and it looks like you can actually do all the cool things that you can do with other weapons, such as the samurai sword, like making it explode and shit, even though there's no dynamite on that bitch, and you know that's key power or some shit, which I am all for. And then we got another brand new weapon, which is basically like a grenade launcher, which, yes, and also I like how I love the design of the weapon as well. It looks like it's made by actual, like, back then, like the design, it looks like it's like a firework almost, which actually might be what it is, just a massive firework. It looks like it does actually have a damage effect over there. It looks like we had like a fire symbol with damage on it, so maybe that is maybe there is elemental damage now. Which I don't believe there's like fire damage. I don't believe you could ever do that. Well, there's explosive. I know you could like shoot an explosive and did no damage for some reason. That was just a thing in Shadow Warrior 1. But maybe there's elemental damage in this one? Maybe. Back with the cooperative friend. So yeah, you and your cooperative buddy can just meet up in the middle, I guess. That's kind of cool. Go your separate ways, kill shit, and boom, you don't have to interrupt each other's kills, which is nice. There was a problem with multiplayer games. My friends always take my kills, and then my character revolves around killing things, which ergo makes his build not work. Okay. Oh, great. So demons found out how to make demons out of dead demon flesh. Great. So that thing just got resurrected by the dead demons around. That's awesome. That's really creative and cool, actually. I've got another new weapon. It's the chain gun, and again, I love the way these things are stylized. They just look like they're actually made in that time frame, and they also look like they're relics, and like, I feel like I find this in a treasury, which is pretty cool. Never mind, yes, I didn't even notice this. I did watch this prior to this, but yeah, there is elemental damage now. That's actually really cool. I'd imagine that just freezes its target for a few seconds. I would love to have that on my katana or my punching blades that are like stars. I don't know. And it actually has an animation for the thing. That's really cool. So the weapon actually takes priority over that perk. I wonder how many you can actually have. I would imagine that's how it's work. You can put gems in certain weapons, but then you can upgrade those weapons to hold more gems, I would imagine. I feel like that'd be a cool way to do it. Another thing that makes me believe this is going to be an open world game is because that spire seems like it's pretty far away, and again, I really hope it's an open world. At this point, it's just me hoping it's an open world game. Probably look that up and see, otherwise some guys in the comments can be like, it is an open world game, you're a fucking idiot, you call this a trailer analysis, and I cry myself to sleep. What? Explosives actually do something this time around. Awesome, besides just kill the shit out of Wang. Awesome. More absolute devastation. Amazing. Again, this level looks like it's a part of a massive map, so... I said that so stupid. I'm so sorry. And another melee weapon. We can be Wolverine. I forgot about these. This actually might beat the star melee weapon for me, because that looks so amazing. Also, I feel like it's a lot more damage-oriented. Like, 3 blades opposed to 1 little spike of a star. I feel like the Wolverine claws would be doing a lot more damage and also would be firing a lot faster, but maybe it wouldn't apply an AoE effect, or yeah, I feel like that'd be a thing. Or maybe all the melee weapons do the exact same damage and it's just choose the one you like the most, the look of, which I'm down for too. Again, that'd be really playing into the fact that it's just fun. It's just supposed to be fun and choose your preference, which is always good. So now I'm a bit confused on this one because I'm not sure if it is actually a demon god or an actual boss. Now in Shadow Warrior 1, we had these, you had these tiers. You had these demons, and then you had demon gods, and then you had these bosses, which demon gods are basically like these massive, they're a lot taller is what you can kind of distinguish them as. They're just these bigger enemies. And then you have these like bosses that actually have like stages like this one, like this one, like this one. One thing I want to mention about the enemies is they all look very intricate. Not to be like weird about it, but like and not to go too much into detail with it. Like each enemy has an entirely different way of fucking you up real bad, and also has like different patterns, which is kind of neat because Shadow Warrior doesn't really focus that. Also, that's how you reload the Gatling gun. The gameplay just caught up to that part, and damn, holy shit. So this Gatling gun, not really doing it for the whole damage. It's doing like 13 damage. It's pretty awful actually. Enjoy the carnage! It's me in editing, hi. My voice sounds weird because audio and editing, this microphone sucks. Anyways, the microphone I'm using to do voice in my head. Anyways, never mind. And then there is that massive firework shooter again. Damn, it's like a bazooka launcher pretty much, but I think it's a firework. But damn, it took out 400 opposed to the 13 that he was doing. Smart move on changing to that one. And then that is all we get for Shadow Warrior, but damn if that wasn't enough for me. I am jazzed about this game, and I'm definitely gonna get it. Looks like they improved upon everything that was Shadow Warrior, and Shadow Warrior actually came out quite a while ago. So I'm really hoping that this game is an open world game, so that would explain why it took so long for them to put this game out. Either that or they were going really intricate with the design of the game and also the lighting and all that kind of stuff, because in Shadow Warrior 2, if you're playing on PC, there was particle effects. The lights behind it was really intricate. Like, they definitely put time to the little things. Because I think it is primarily a PC kind of game that you want to play on there, because on consoles, again, kind of got nerfed bad. Wait, one more thing I want to mention, guys. We've seen tons of melee weapons and also all those kinds of things in this trailer. So please, guys, tell me in the comments what you guys want to see as of melee weapons. You can sneak in a gun in there too, but sure. But my main thing is I want to see a bow staff, just a staff weapon. I think that'd be amazing, especially with the like thrust type of moves that are already in the game and the swing around, just to hear like the breaking of bone as your staff impacts on a skull. I'm sadistic. I'm sorry, but that is just how it is. Come to terms with this right now. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, let's end this thing. But anyways, guys, that has been Shadow Warrior trailer. My name is Frost, and if you guys did like this video, like physically, hit the like button, then thank you so much. Helps me out a lot in my channel, and also gives me an idea what you guys want to see from me. So with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'm Frost, and later, guys. Like, if you guys don't know, if you're doing an exotic bounty, every time you hand in an exotic bounty, it starts telling you kind of like a little mission summary almost of what you just did and what you just got. So for instance, for Destiny, for like doing the Thorn bounty, you'll get to hear about the crafting of Thorn and what its backstory kind of is, and you'll learn that it was once a rose, and then dark hive bullshit happened. And then